Shalom YAHUAH. This is Brother Mayaka'al, and welcome to Yahuwah's Remnant. Today I would like to ask you a very important question. Did YAHUAH go into captivity because we did not hear Yahuwah? Or because we heard him, agreed to obey him, entered into covenant with him, and then broke our word? Today, we're going to open the Torah and follow the covenant from the very beginning to discover exactly what happened. Let's begin. Why did Yahuwah scatter YAHUAH among the nations? Was it because he forgot his people? Was it because he abandoned his covenant? Was it because the covenant somehow failed? Or was it because YAHUAH knowingly entered into a covenant with Yahuwah, agreed to obey his voice, sealed that covenant with blood, and then deliberately broke it? Today, we are going to follow the covenant chronologically from the beginning. We will see the agreement, we will see the blood, we will see the warning, we will see the transgression, and we will see the captivity. And we will see the promise of restoration. By the end of this lesson, we will understand that the captivity of YAHUAH was not random. It was covenant judgment. And the restoration of YAHUAH is not random either. It is covenant restoration. Did Yahuwah force his covenant upon YAHUAH? The first thing we must establish is that Yahuwah did not force his covenant upon YAHUAH. YAHUAH heard the covenant. YAHUAH understood the covenant. YAHUAH agreed to the covenant. The agreement was voluntary. The agreement was public. And the agreement was witnessed. Witness number 1. Shamut, Exodus chapter 19 verse 8. And all the people answered together and said, All that Yahuwah hath spoken we will do. And Mashah returned the words of the people unto Yahuwah. Notice what happened. Yahuwah presented his covenant. YAHUAH heard the words. YAHUAH responded. The answer was simple. All that Yahuwah hath spoken, we will do. This was not Yahuwah speaking. This was YAHUAH speaking. And this was the first public agreement. Witness number 2. Shamut, Exodus chapter 24 verse 3. And Mashah came and told the people all the words of Yahuwah and all the judgments. And all the people answered with one voice and said, All the words which Yahuwah hath said, we will do. Notice the language. The people answered with one voice. The entire nation stood in agreement. Not some tribes, not a few families, not merely the elders. YAHUAH answered with one voice. And again they declared, All the words which Yahuwah hath said, we will do. Witness number 3. Shamut, Exodus chapter 24 verse 7. And he took the book of the covenant and read it in the audience of the people. And they said, All that Yahuwah hath said, we will do, and be obedient. Now the promise becomes stronger. YAHUAH did not merely promise to do it, YAHUAH also promised to be obedient. This was the third witness. Witness number 4. Debaryam, Deuteronomy, chapter 5, verse 27. Go thou near and hear all that Yahuwah our Alayam shall say, and speak thou unto us all that Yahuwah our Alayam shall speak unto thee, and we will hear it and do it. This YAHUAH may be the most important statement in the entire lesson. Notice the order. Not hear it and ignore it, not hear it and debate it, not hear it and reinterpret it, not hear it and replace it. YAHUAH declared, we will hear it and do it. The covenant requirement was always hearing and doing. Many people stop reading after the agreement, but the Torah does not stop there. The covenant was not merely spoken, the covenant was ratified with blood. This is what makes covenant breaking so serious. Shamut, Exodus, chapter 24, verses 4 through 8. And Moshe wrote all the words of YAHUAH, and rose up early in the morning, and built an altar under the hill, and 12 pillars according to the 12 tribes of YAHUAH. And he sent young men of the children of YAHUAH, which offered burnt offerings and sacrificed peace offerings of oxen unto YAHUAH. And Moshe took half of the blood and put it in basins, and half of the blood he sprinkled on the altar. And he took the book of the covenant and read it in the audience of the people, and they said, all that YAHUAH hath said, we will do and be obedient. And Moshe took the blood and sprinkled it on the people, and said, behold, the blood of the covenant which YAHUAH hath made with you concerning all these words. This is one of the most important covenant passages in all of Scripture. Notice the order. YAHUAH gave the covenant, YAHUAH heard the covenant, YAHUAH agreed to the covenant. Then the covenant was sealed with blood. This was not a casual agreement. This was not a suggestion. This was not just a religious ceremony. This was a blood covenant. The blood testified that YAHUAH would keep his word. The blood testified that YAHUAH was expected to keep theirs. Many claim the covenant only applied to those physically standing before Moshe, but the Torah says otherwise. Debaryon, Deuteronomy chapter 29, verses 10 through 15. Ye stand this day, all of you, before YAHUAH Ya'alayam, your captains of your tribes, your elders, and your officers with all the men of YAHUAH. Your little ones, your women, and thy stranger that is in thy camp, from the hewer of thy wood unto the drawer of thy water. That thou shouldest enter into covenant with YAHUAH thy Alayam, and into his oath which YAHUAH thy Alayam maketh with thee this day. That he may establish thee today for a people unto himself, and that he may be unto thee an Alayam, as he has said unto thee, and as he has sworn unto thy fathers, to Abraham, to Yitzhak, and to Jacob. Neither with you only do I make this covenant and this oath, but with him that standeth here with us this day before YAHUAH our Alayam, and also with him that is not here with us this day. Notice what Moshe says, neither with you only, and also with him that is not here with us this day. This covenant extended beyond that generation. This covenant included future descendants. This covenant included children not yet born. This covenant included generations to come. This covenant included the scattered children of YAHUAH. The covenant reached beyond Sinai. The covenant reached beyond the wilderness. The covenant reaches all the way into the future. The Torah never teaches hearing without obedience. The pattern is always the same. hear, learn, fear, and do. Debar Yam, Deuteronomy chapter 6, verse 3. Hear therefore, O YAHUAH, and observe to do it, that it may be well with thee, and that ye may increase mightily, as YAHUAH Elohim of thy fathers hath promised thee, in the land that floweth with milk and honey. Debar Yam, Deuteronomy chapter 27, verses 9 and 10. And Moshe and the priests, the Levites, spake unto all YAHUAH, saying, Take heed and hearken, O YAHUAH. This day thou art become the people of YAHUAH thy Elohim. Thou shalt therefore obey the voice of YAHUAH thy Elohim, and do his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day. Debar Yam, Deuteronomy chapter 31, verse 12. Gather the people together, men and women and children, and thy stranger that is within thy gates, that they may hear and that they may learn and fear YAHUAH your Elohim, and observe to do all the words of this Torah. The requirement never changes, YAHUAH. Hear it and do it. Before Moshe died, YAHUAH foretold exactly what YAHUAH would do. This is very important because it shows that the captivity was not an accident. It was not a surprise. YAHUAH already knew what would happen after YAHUAH entered into the land. He knew that many would turn away from his covenant. He knew that many would forsake his commandments. He also knew that many would serve other mighty ones, and he warned YAHUAH beforehand. Debar Yam, Deuteronomy chapter 31, verse 16. And YAHUAH said unto Moshe, Behold, thou shalt sleep with thy fathers, and this people will rise up and go a-whoring after the mighty ones of the strangers of the land, whether they go to be among them, and will forsake me and break my covenant which I have made with them. Notice what YAHUAH says. He does not merely say they would commit sin. He does not merely say that they would make mistakes. He says that they would break my covenant, the very covenant they agreed to, the very covenant sealed with blood, the very covenant that included future generations. Debar Yam, Deuteronomy chapter 31, verse 20. For when I shall have brought them into the land which I swear unto their fathers, that floweth with milk and honey, and they shall have eaten and filled themselves and waxen fat, then they will turn unto other mighty ones and serve them and provoke me and break my covenant. Notice the progression. YAHUAH blesses YAHUAH. YAHUAH brings YAHUAH into the land. YAHUAH fulfills his promises. Then many become comfortable. Many become prosperous. Many forget the one who delivered them. And then they break the covenant. The issue was never that YAHUAH failed. The issue was that YAHUAH failed to do what they promised. YAHUAH already declared the consequences long before they occurred. The captivity was not a sudden reaction. It was covenant judgment already written into the agreement. YAHUAH, Leviticus chapter 26, verses 14 through 17. But if ye will not hearken unto me, and will not do all these commandments, and if ye shall despise my statutes, or if your soul abhor my judgments, so that ye will not do all my commandments, but that ye break my covenant, I also will do this unto you. I will even appoint over you terror, consumption, and a burning ague that shall consume the eyes and cause sorrow of heart, and ye shall sow your seed in vain, for your enemies shall eat it. And I will set my face against you, and ye shall be slain before your enemies. They that hate you shall reign over you, and ye shall flee when none pursueth you. Notice the repeated phrase, but that ye break my covenant. This is covenant language. This is legal language. This is judgment language. YAHUAH is telling YAHSHARAL exactly what would happen if they rejected his covenant. YAHUAH, Leviticus, chapter 26, verse 33. And I will scatter you among the heathen, and will draw out a sword after you, and your land shall be desolate, and your cities waste. There is the scattering. There is the captivity. There is the exile. Long before YAHSHARAL was removed from the land, YAHUAH had already warned them what would happen. Debaryam, Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of YAHUAH thy Elohim, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. Notice once again the requirement. Hearken, observe, do. The issue was never simply hearing. The issue has always been obedience. Debaryam, Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 64. And YAHUAH shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other mighty ones, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood, Christianity, and stone, Islam. Again, we see the scattering. Again, we see the consequences of covenant breaking. Again, we see the warning given before it happened. So this shows you that the captivity was not random. The captivity was covenant judgment. When the nations saw YAHSHARAL removed from the land, scattered among the nations, and suffering the covenant curses, they would ask a question. Why did this happen? Why would YAHUAH do this to his own people? The Torah answers that question directly. Debaryam, Deuteronomy, chapter 29, verses 24 through 28. Even all nations shall say, wherefore hath YAHUAH done thus unto this land? What meaneth the heat of this great anger? The men shall say, because they have forsaken the covenant of YAHUAH Elohim of their fathers, which he made with them when he brought them forth out of the land of Masrayim. For they went and served other mighty ones and worshipped them, mighty ones whom they knew not and whom he had not given unto them. And the anger of YAHUAH was kindled against this land to bring it upon all the curses that are written in this book. And YAHUAH rooted them out of their land in anger and in wrath and in great indignation, and cast them into another land, as it is this day. Notice the answer. The nations ask why. The Torah answers, because they have forsaken the covenant. Not because YAHUAH forgot. Not because YAHUAH failed. Not because YAHUAH abandoned his people. Because YAHSHARAL forsook the covenant. The Torah itself explains the captivity. The covenant was broken, then judgment followed. Many hear, many study, many listen, and many gather. but hearing alone has never been enough. James chapter 1 verse 22. But be you doers of the word, and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. The same issue that existed in the wilderness still exists today. Many hear, but few will do. The deception is believing that hearing alone satisfies the covenant. The Torah never taught that. The prophets never taught that. The covenant has always required obedience. Yahezekal, Ezekiel, chapter 33, verse 31. And they come unto thee as the people cometh, and they sit before thee as my people, and they hear thy words, but they will not do them. For with their mouth they show much love, but their heart goes after their covetousness. Notice how closely this mirrors what happened throughout the history of YAHUAH. They came, they listened, they heard, but they wouldn't do. The issue has never been a lack of information. The issue has always been obedience. Now, let's talk restoration. How does restoration begin? Well, the answer is found in the same covenant. The same covenant that warned of scattering also promises restoration. The same covenant that brought judgment also promises mercy. The same covenant that sent YAHUAH into captivity also reveals the path home. Debaryam, Deuteronomy chapter 30, verses 1 through 3. And it shall come to pass, when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse, which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations, whether YAHUAH thy Elohim hath driven thee, and shalt return unto YAHUAH thy Elohim, and shalt obey his voice according to all that I command thee this day, thou and thy children with all thine heart and with all thy soul, that then YAHUAH thy Elohim will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations, whether YAHUAH thy Elohim hath scattered thee. Notice the pattern. The captivity came through covenant breaking. The restoration through covenant obedience. The scattering came through disobedience. The gathering comes through returning. YAHUAH does not leave his people without hope. He always provides the path back. Let us consider what we have witnessed here today. YAHUAH agreed to the covenant. YAHUAH declared, all that YAHUAH hath spoken we will do. Again YAHUAH declared, all the words which YAHUAH has said we will do. Again YAHUAH declared, all that YAHUAH has said we will do and be obedient. And finally YAHUAH declared, we will hear it and do it. Then the covenant was sealed with blood. The blood testified against covenant breaking. The covenant was not only for those standing there. The covenant included future generations. The covenant included descendants not yet born. The covenant included the scattered children of YAHUAH. The covenant included us. When YAHUAH turned away from YAHUAH, served other mighty ones, profaned his commandments, and forsook his covenant, YAHUAH did exactly what he promised he would do. He scattered YAHUAH among the nations, not because he abandoned his people, not because he forgot his covenant, but because he is faithful to every single word he speaks. The same covenant that contains the curses also contains the promise of restoration. The same covenant that brought captivity contains the promise of gathering. The same covenant that warned of scattering promises mercy to those who return. The lesson of YAHUAH is simple. The problem was never that our fathers did not hear. The problem was that our fathers heard and did not do. Today, the call remains exactly the same. Hear it, learn it, believe it, and do it. And return unto YAHUAH with all your heart, all your soul, and all your strength. For if we return to the bond of the covenant and walk in the ways that YAHUAH commanded from the very beginning, we will no longer be walking contrary to him, but in agreement with him. The covenant that once stood as a witness against us can once again become a witness for us. Our homes can be blessed. Our children can be taught his ways. Our generations can inherit truth instead of confusion. Peace can replace disorder. Obedience can replace rebellion. And the favor of YAHUAH can rest upon those who seek him with a whole heart. YAHUAH never desired destruction of YAHUAH. His desire has always been restoration. That is why he preserved his covenant, preserved his promises, and preserved a remnant. The awakening of YAHUAH is not merely about discovering who we are. It is about returning to the one who made covenant with us. So let us not be hearers only. Let us also become doers. Let us return to the covenant. Let us return to obedience. Let us return to YAHUAH. And if we do, the same YAHUAH who scattered his people according to his word will gather his people according to his word, establish them according to his word, bless them according to his word, and walk among them according to his word. For the future of YAHUAH is not captivity. The future of YAHUAH is restoration. The future of YAHUAH is covenant faithfulness. And the future of YAHUAH is walking once again with YAHUAH. If this teaching blessed you, give this video a like and share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you haven't already, subscribe to YAHUAH's Remnant and turn on all notifications so you never miss a teaching, fellowship, or calendar update. Our mission here is to proclaim the name of YAHUAH, teach his Torah, and awaken the scattered children of YAHUAH. Leave a comment below and let us know what stood out to you most in this lesson today. Until next time, hear it, believe it, do it, and walk with YAHUAH. Shalom.